Hey there, RZF Faction.
What? That is crazy.
Watch the podcast.
I'm just not sure about that right now.
We're going to talk a little football.
Let's get it, baby.
Welcome everybody back to the Red Zone Faction. I'm your host, Scott Wilson. Today's show is all about the NFC West and my draft analysis for this division. We're going to start off with the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle had a pretty good draft. I gave him a B overall. They did not have a first-round pick. They took Malik McDowell. He was a tackle from Michigan State. He had kind of a reputation of disappearing, but he was an outstanding player when he was on his game. I like this pick. They did take that center from LSU after him, and I thought that was what made their draft good. That's why I gave him a B. Thought they should have gone a little bit more O-line because last year Russell Wilson was running for his life. Let's go with the B- because of that. They took Shaquille Griffin, the DB, out of UCF. He looks like a Seattle DB. He's big, he's physical, he's always around the ball. B- for Seattle. Now we are on to San Francisco. All right, we're on to the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco 49ers, I thought, had the best draft in this division. Starting off with Solomon Thomas, which I did predict bust. But if he's not a bust, this defense has just got better. Mainly because of their second pick, which was the 31st overall, Reuben Foster, linebacker from Alabama. Love that pick. Between those two, if Thomas turns out to be the person everybody says he's going to be, and Foster just continues to be Reuben Foster, then this group of guys, and they took a corner from Colorado, Witherspoon, in the third round. Watch footage on him. He looks good too. He could possibly fit in there as well and come in day one, but because that's where San Francisco needed to start. They were last place in defense in a lot of categories last year. I think Lynch did a great job coming in his first year and put a package together, did really well in the draft. Congratulations, San Francisco. You get my pick for best draft in this division. That's hard to do when you're playing against Seattle, Arizona, and, of course, the pathetic Los Angeles Rams. I like San Francisco. I always have. There's always a Joe Montana fan, so I like to see San Francisco do well. Of course, I make fun of them because of Joseph Tarantola, but another story for another day. But, yeah, I'm going to give them a B+ for their draft. Really just because of those first two picks. Again, I'm still sticking to my guns on Thomas being a bust, but I think Reuben Foster helped me be wrong about that. When I picked Thomas to be a bust, I did not think they were going to take Foster. If you would have told me before the draft the same team was going to get Solomon Thomas and Reuben Foster, I would have called you a liar because there's no way that should have happened. That changed everything. I still think he's probably going to be a bust, but it's just there's been a thorn stuck in that now because of the Reuben Foster move changed a lot. If you get playmakers at those three levels, at the line, the linebacker, and in the back, the DBs, you've done something. So kudos to San Francisco. Really good draft. Really excited about them and where they're headed. And we are on to the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams draft really was behind the Saints was another shocker to me. Didn't really understand a lot of their draft picks. They took the tight end Everett from South Alabama. With their first pick that they had that didn't come to the second round, they took Everett from South Alabama, tight end, which, don't get me wrong, hey, I'm super happy South Alabama guy was so early, if at all, in the draft. We're always happy to see that happen. But from the Rams' perspective, I don't see how that made any sense that early. I think he would have been there later. And they did take Cooper Kupp, wide receiver, Eastern Washington. And I guess that was an okay pick. That was probably their best pick of their draft. Bad draft by the Rams. This is the worst of this group, which I can't say I'm shocked. It's the Rams. You never, I mean, most of the stuff they do these days, I have no idea what they're doing. I really was hoping once they moved back to Los Angeles that they would get their stuff together, but I should have figured it is Los Angeles. The Josh Reynolds wide receiver move from Texas A&M, that was probably my favorite pick of this entire group. So anyway, confusing draft by the Rams, not a fan. C, and I'm being nice. They get that C because of the Cup pick and because I like South Alabama with Everett. So they're getting a C from me. Otherwise, they get a D. Anyway, that's it for the Rams, and we're going to move on to last but not least, the Arizona Cardinals. Our final analysis for this week is the Arizona Cardinals. Go ahead and start off the top. I gave them a B-. Didn't think they had a really great draft either. The first round pick is the only really one that I thought made sense for the Cardinals. They took Riddick, that linebacker out of Temple, with the 13th overall pick. But he was a defensive end in college, and they're going to make him an NFL linebacker. They took Boda Baker, safety from Washington, in the second round. They gave up 4 picks to get him, though, and I just don't know if that was, in the end, it's going to be worth it. I didn't think he's not worth 4 picks. I mean, he's a good player, but I just think you gave up too much to get him. They took a wide receiver from Grambling in the next pick, though, and I thought that was pretty cool. Grambling, you don't ever see anybody come out of Grambling in the NFL, so let's hope that works out. I think he's going to be awesome. He's fast. I watched footage on this guy. He's really quick. No Fitzgerald by any means. I'm not calling him Larry Fitzgerald, but he could definitely take the top off of defenses, and I look forward to see what he does at the next level. Bad draft by the Cardinals. I mean, like I said, the first pick you took, you're going to move positions. I think he's an excellent player. I think he's going to be good, but I just don't know how well that's going to work out for you. It's too many question marks for this draft for the Cardinals, and I hate that because I like the Cardinals, but I just... There was too much. I think there was too many other things they could have done there, and they don't need a whole lot of moves. But I think the quarterback situation screwed the Cardinals up, and I think that's what played big. And nobody's really talking about that in Arizona. But I think they didn't expect these quarterbacks to be coming off the board like they were in the draft so early, and I think it really messed them up because you and I both know Carson Palmer's on his last will, so they were going to go quarterback early, and when all these quarterbacks started falling off and Kansas City moved up in front of them and took Mahomes, I think that screwed everything up. I really truly believe that's who they were looking at, and Kansas City snagged them right out from under them, and I think it really messed up their draft board, and that's my conclusion on Arizona. I think that's why at the end of the day their draft board, their draft picks looks like what it does. I think it really messed them up. They had to go with plan B or even plan C, and I just don't think it worked out. That's going to be it for the Arizona Cardinals. The NFC West sucks. This is probably, in all actuality, the worst division overall. The NFC West sucks. San Francisco was the standout. I think they had an excellent draft, but the NFC West sucks. Tune in next week. We're going over to the AFC. As always, like, share, subscribe. I'm Scott. This is the Red Zone Faction. We'll see you next week.
Leave the comments down below if you like this video. Bye!